Taiwan has broken away from the communist mainland close to 80 years. And for all that time, the people of Formosa of Taiwan has seen the island state turn into an economic powerhouse in the region. The rise to an economic powerhouse in the Southeast Asian region is due to a collective will and discipline of a people that wanted not only to survive, but succeed altogether and by its own without help from the communist mainland. And the Taiwanese love to tout how they can speak the mother tongue freely and without worry, unlike those in Hong Kong, Singapore, and Malaysia, where there is fear, worry, doubt, and pause. Someone is within earshot to tell on them. And with the communist mainland not faring well economically and on the receiving end of continued bad press internationally for its behavior in the high seas of the South China Sea against countries who compete and claim areas of the South China based on a rules-based order and international law. Newly minted and exuberant Ecuador President Daniel Noboa, 36, who has catapulted into power in November last year by winning the national polls, is getting his baptism of fire at the helm, with chaos and anarchy taking over in the streets after a powerful and highly wanted jailbird escaped custody and is free roaming the streets of Ecuador. But barely into his second month in office, and the country's fragile peace and order status has unraveled, a lawlessness has taken over, no thanks to the proliferation of street gangs that have the muscle and means to do as they please. And after a band of bad guys and no-good bandits barged into and took over a TV studio and production and live broadcast, President Noboa had no choice but to declare war, a rising wave of lawlessness that paralleled the streets of Bogota and Cali in Colombia during the terror reign of one Don Pablo Escobar in the 80s. It is no secret how China wants to seize self-ruled Taiwan, much like it did with Hong Kong 3 years ago, putting it under authoritarian rule. But a number of those Hong Kongers who escaped before the Chinese Communist Party took hold of power ultimately fled to Taiwan, now want a seat in the country's political table. VOA's Bill Gallio and Katie Tam spoke to these people seeking office and sums up his findings in this report.
Hong Kong native Chu Pak Tai is campaigning in Taiwan in an election he knows he has no chance of winning.
I'm not actually trying to win. My goal is to make the voice of Hong Kongers heard.
In Hong Kong, Chu was a local politician for a pro-democracy party. He's now running for a seat in Taiwan's legislature against much more established candidates.
It is hard to run for public office here because it's clear that you need some kind of financial support or affiliation with a political party in order to operate.
Chu is one of thousands of Hong Kongers who fled to Taiwan after China crushed a pro-democracy movement. Many now warn of how civil liberties can erode under Chinese rule.
I always tell Taiwanese people, you have the chance to vote, you have the chance to stop Taiwan being another Hong Kong. Do that. Cast your vote.
Hong Sang-ming tried to run for office as part of the small Taiwan state-building party, but couldn't because he hadn't lived in Taiwan for 10 years.
I do think that has to be changed because it's unfair. I mean, we have the right to vote, but we have no rights to be elected. I think this is quite unfair.
After arriving in Taiwan, many Hong Kongers face even more basic challenges, like securing permanent residency because of strict immigration laws. Chu says it's hard to sustain Taiwanese political attention on the plight of Hong Kongers.
They know there is very few Hong Konger votes to win over. So few politicians pay attention to the voice of Hong Kongers here. Whatever suffering Hong Kongers have been through, that is their problem.
In the lead up to Taiwan's election, candidates have rarely mentioned Hong Kong, compared with 4 years ago, when the Hong Kong protests took center stage. That task now falls to people like Chu, who's trying to raise awareness so that his new home doesn't become like his old one. Bill Gallo, VOA News, Taipei.
At this moment, we turn to our PTV Pine City studios for the latest developments brewing in the Cordilleras. Eddie.
Naimbagarabi, Pilipinas, nasurok sa ngariba vendors, tinapakawan iti stalls iti San Fernando City Public Market, gabot napasamak adakkel nga uram. Matap ang rugiti uram, agaro pa alauna 26 itay parbangon. Ito nagtimay sa grocery store, ito nagtimerkado, at agos ang nagramaram iti kaabay na nga stalls. Alas 6:52 lang indeklara a fire out iti Bureau of Fire Protection. Agaro pa 200 million pesos mati mapatapatta agata tinauram. Aging gay tagdama, imimbestigaran pa iti BFP iti kang runa na rason iti uram. Gapo iti insidente, manamnama ang may deklarati state of calamity ti San Fernando City. Impanamnama mat ti lokal na gobyerno ti San Fernando City, titulong ken suportada kada iti naapektaran.
Pagkalala, ang city government at ang sangguniang panlungsod, nandito po, mag-a-action po tayo kung anong kailangang aksyon na kailangan gawin at basta mapapabilis po natin ang solusyon sa krisis po na nangyari sa atin.
Kapayata na inwaragawag ni Igorot MMA fighter Mark Stephen Loman ti isisinanan iti grupo at Team Lakay. Iti Facebook post ni Loman, inbinglay na ang nagsalita daan ng bag ni Coach Mark Sangyao ti Team Lakay, kanagyaman isunay ti amin at tulong na iti panagbalin na fighter. Kinuna na siya at mat lang iti panagpakada na iti Team Lakay at sinuportaran mat ni Coach Mark. Inayon pa ni Loman asan ngagsardeng ti karera na iti MMA, kalpasan ti sisina na iti grupo, ngam ituloy na latay iti lumaban iti sidong T1 Championship Promotion. Kidaw naman tagtultuloy a suporta ti fans na kagiddan ti panagsanay na iti sumaruno ang laban na iti 1 Championship cage. Dagiti damdamag manipod ito PTV Cordillera siya ni Eddie Carta na imbag Arabii.
And that's a wrap for tonight. We hope you came out a tad informed and look forward to tomorrow's set of late breakers here and abroad. Keep in mind to always stay safe, keep fit, be kind, aim high, and work hard while you catch the news right here. This is Monique Tuzon wishing y'all a restful night ahead.